Hello and welcome to another session on using AI tools for teachers. Today we will be looking at Chat GPT, which has been produced by OpenAI. The first version that was launched was 2022. And it is essentially a rapid search engine. As you can see here on the interface, there's a short note that explains that they've trained this model which interacts in a conversational way. And then we're going to go straight into the video, where I will be providing some practical examples on how this can be used for your subjects. And you can conclude, again, as I say, on the advantages and the disadvantages. So let's get straight into it. So as you can see here at the bottom, you have your chat box. And I already started the example, but I'll just cancel that so that you can see how we'll use this for an English teacher. So you can actually customize passages which can be used in your class. And one of the key things that I would say with ChatGPT that is important to get the answers and the responses you need is how you phrase your questions and how detailed you are in your questions. So, as you may have seen, let's provide the example of writing a passage, let's say about a girl who finds it difficult to make friends. So, we can instruct the chat box here write a passage about a girl who struggles to make friends. And then you can add a bit more detail in terms of the level of difficulty you want for this passage. So I'm going to write here beginner level. So beginner reading level. And then you simply press this icon here and you send the message. So immediately ChatGPT will now come up with the passage based on the question or the information I sent. So we'll just read the first paragraph. Once upon a time, there was a little girl named Lily who found it hard to make friends, who loved to play with dolls and read colorful books. But when it came to talking with other kids, she felt shy. So you can see that this is quite a basic foundational reading level for this passage. So let's change this and say, or I can even edit it here if I like, but I won't do that. I'll submit another message to ChatGPT, and this time I want to increase the difficulty of this passage. So write a passage about a girl who struggles to make friends. And this time I want it to be more difficult, so I will just write difficult reading level. And let's see what is generated here. So you can already see the type of language that is being created or used in this passages is definitely of a higher level than the first. So let's read the first paragraph. And it says, in the intricate tapestry of interpersonal relationships, young Alara grappled with formidable challenge of forging connections with her peers. The social landscape at school presented a daunting labyrinth, and Alara found herself entangled in the complexities of navigating human interaction. So here you can see a practical example of how ChatGPT has actually differentiated two passages. So in this way, this is easy to use in your classroom if you're giving different activities to maybe higher learners and students and those that need more support. So this is the example of where you can use ChatGPT to formulate passages for an English lesson. So let's use this platform now to create assessment for learning questions. So this is another way ChatGPT can be used in your lesson. In this example, we will be looking at maths. So we can simply again use the chat box and ask Chat GPT to formulate some assessment questions that I would like to use, let's say at the end of my maths lesson. And the topic I'm going to use is probability. So I'll simply write down provide a list of assessment questions on the topic probability. And let's say this is for grade 8 students. Again, you simply ask it to send the message, and you can see it will come up with a list of questions that can be used in your class. What you can simply do at the end of that is you can copy these questions and you can put it in your PowerPoint or in a Word document and either display it in lesson, or you can print out these questions. Um, as I mentioned earlier in the video, the detail of what you message ChatGPT will determine the response and the detailed response that you'll get. So, in asking for assessment questions, you may also want ChatGPT to provide answers to those questions as a template. So, let's use another example to draw that point. So, let's ask ChatGPT again, another assessment for learning question that we will like, and let's use the topic energy. So provide assessment questions, and this time I'm going to also say and answers on types of energy for year 11 students or grade 11 students. And then you'll simply, again, select the tab, send message. And as you can see, ChatGPT is not only providing assessment questions, but also providing potential answers for these questions. As I would always say with all the platform and tools that have been used and shared in this short series, it's very important to make sure that you go through all the information that is generated, making sure that the knowledge provided and the information provided is accurate and in line with your curriculum outcomes and goals. So as you can see here, there's the questions. So for example, explore the concept of sound. How is energy produced and what is its medium of propagation? And then you also have the answer below that. The last example that I would like to use for this video on how teachers can use this platform to help their profession and practice is in lesson planning. So you can actually message the chat box on how to provide or to provide a lesson outline, a lesson plan for a particular topic. So let's use a example here. So here we are going to use an example, let's say for history. So we can ask the chat box, create a lesson plan. And this time I'm also going to add with differentiated activities. So create a lesson plan with differentiated activities on the topic, let's say historical sites in Nigeria. Okay, so I didn't put a grade level, so they've done that for me. And then you can see that they are already generating different activities that can be used in my class and also homework, potential homework assignments. So let's quickly go through this. So they've targeted grade 8, And also they've outlined the subject and the topic, which I wrote down in my message. And then also the objective, students will explore and appreciate the significance of historical sites in Nigeria, understanding their cultural and historical importance. Great. The materials are used, lesson plans. But what I want to look at is the differentiated activities. So in this case, they have differentiated it for advanced learners, where they've given an example to assign more complex sites with deeper historical significance. And for those that need additional support, providing structured resources and offer guidance during the research process. Fine. Then we can go on here to see a second activity, creative assessment, expression rather, and other differentiation. I won't go too deep into that, but you can just see at least an outline on what ChatGPT has provided for this topic on historical sites in Nigeria, giving me an outline of a lesson plan that could be used as well as activities. So that is it for today's feature of ChatGPT and how this can be used for teachers. There is a lot more that can be done using this platform. I do want to also note that this version is has a knowledge base, can I say, of up to 2022. However, there has been an upgraded version, which is a series 4, and it is much more advanced. You can see here, as I'm showing you on the interface, it can give you more information if you just visit the website on the other features. For example, you can use images and put that into the chat box, and from there give different instructions on how you would like that to be used in your lesson, or if you needed a text from the image, for example. There's been a lot more research, and because of the use of ChatGPT, this version is much more detailed and much more accurate as well. So, thank you very much for listening to this session on how AI can be used for teachers and how AI can be used to make your teaching more efficient, more creative, and also more interesting. So, thank you very much for joining.